Sometimes we believe a small lie won't harm anyone. But what happens when those lies grow into something you can never undo? This story will make you question, how far would you go to keep the person you love from learning the truth? I never thought I'd be someone who sabotaged their own happiness. Always pictured myself as reliable, someone who could cherish love once I had it. But looking back now, I see how I destroyed the best thing in my life, all because I couldn't stop lying. When I met Daniel, I was still trying to piece together my broken life. I had just escaped a toxic relationship and was deeply insecure, terrified that if anyone saw the real me, they would run. Daniel was everything I believed I didn't deserve. Gentle, patient, and he listened as if I was the only person that mattered. The first lie was tiny. I told him I had a secure job in marketing, even though I'd been let go 3 months earlier. I was barely surviving on small freelance jobs, but I didn't want him to think I was a failure. He smiled and said, "That's impressive." The guilt hit me, but so did relief. I should have stopped there, but lies multiply fast. I told him my apartment was under renovation when, in reality, I couldn't pay rent and was staying on my friend Lily's couch. Claimed I was close with my family, though I hadn't spoken to my mother in a year after a painful fallout. Every time he asked something personal, I twisted the truth, afraid he'd see my flaws and leave. Then he said he loved me. I should have been overjoyed, and for a moment I was. But the weight of my lies crushed me. That night, I stared at the ceiling, realizing Daniel didn't love me, he loved the version I had made up. Things began to fall apart when he invited me to dinner with his friends. "They can't wait to meet you," he said with that smile. Panic. I didn't want them asking about my job or apartment. I rehearsed fake stories for hours, making sure every lie fit together. That night I walked in pretending confidence, but one friend asked a question I hadn't prepared for. "Where's your office exactly?" she asked, sipping her drink. I froze, muttered something about downtown, and felt Daniel's gaze. Me suspicious. After that night he grew quieter. He asked fewer questions. I promised myself I'd confess, but fear always silenced me. Everything collapsed a week later. Daniel appeared at Lily's apartment while I was in pajamas working on freelance copywriting. He wasn't expecting this. Holding a bag of groceries, he asked, "Why are you here? You said your place was under renovation, but this doesn't look temporary." I felt my stomach drop. I tried to laugh it off, but I saw it in his eyes. He already knew. "Daniel, I can explain," I began, my voice trembling. Then it all spilled out. Every lie about my job, my apartment, my family. I told him everything, desperate for him to understand. When I finished, he just stared as if he no longer knew me. "You didn't need to be perfect," he said quietly. "I loved you, but now I don't even know who you are." I reached for him, but he stepped back. I'll never forget that look of heartbreak and disappointment etched on his face. "Do you know what hurts most?" he whispered. "You never let me love the real you." I wanted to scream that I was still me, just afraid. But what could I say? Every word before had been part of a performance. He left that day. I hoped he'd call after a week, but weeks turned into months. I sent him a long message, apologizing and telling him how much I regretted it. He never replied. 3 months later, I saw him walking hand in hand with someone new. I wanted to run to him, to beg for another chance, but I stopped myself. I had done enough damage. Now, I realize I wasn't only lying to him, I was lying to myself. Thought I could build love on lies, that if I pretended long enough, I'd become the person he wanted. But love doesn't work that way. I lost Daniel. And with him I lost the greatest thing I ever had. I still wonder if he remembers me with love or only betrayal. If I could go back, I'd show him the truth from the start, the messy, flawed version of me. Maybe he wouldn't have stayed, but at least I wouldn't feel like I destroyed something beautiful with my own hands. The worst part, I don't think I'll ever forgive myself. It's painful to realize that fear and insecurity can ruin a relationship more completely than any other betrayal. Lies may feel protective in the moment, but in the end they leave scars on us and on those we love.